Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Terry Swails and you are on tswails.com and it is Friday. Thank goodness for that. The weather is certainly much better around eastern Iowa and western Illinois today. The sunshine is back in our skies and those big rains have finally moved out to the east of us, and we're going to get a short break here before the pattern turns active once again. Did want to show you though some of the rainfall totals over the past 7 days. And boy, it has been really soggy just north of the Quad Cities. You get a little bit north of Interstate 80 and all that region there across northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, up into Wisconsin, anywhere from 3 to as much as 10 inches of rain, some localized spots a little bit more than that. And around my immediate area, here's some numbers to show you. And you can see you get up in our far northern counties there, particularly around northern Jackson County, Joe Daviess County, up into Dubuque County. There's some pockets of rain in the order of 5 to nearly 8 inches around Dubuque. So the ground is really saturated now, and any additional heavy rainfall is going to cause some major problems. And this is starting to look a lot like 2008 and 2010 around the state of Iowa. What you're looking at here is a chart of June rainfall, and right now this is the 7th wettest June on record for the state of Iowa. And there's still a long ways to go, so any additional heavy rains is just going to increase where this standing goes. And with 2008, as you may recall, there was some really big flooding across Iowa, particularly eastern Iowa, when many of the rivers and streams set all-time record crests. Now, we're not at that situation just yet. However, with the ground as saturated as it is and the rivers and streams running high, if we continue to get this heavy rainfall over the rest of the month, could be some serious flooding problems to deal with. And already we're taking a look at the Mississippi River here in the Quad Cities. This is Lock and Dam 15, and the river is rising steadily now, and it is expected to actually get up to around 16.8 feet here as we get towards Monday or Tuesday of next week. And that puts it into moderate flood, and that's a pretty significant level to say the least. You get into 18 foot, and then you're considered to be in major flooding. So we're just short of a foot from that. So that's a situation that needs to be watched with the potential for some more rainfall in our future. But one thing that is good is the crops. After a little slow start here, kind of a cool and dry spring in some spots, things have really come on as far as the rain and the humidity here lately. And the corn and beans are really taking off out there. And you can see 2014 is doing much, much better on the overall crop condition than in previous years. So some good news for the farmers around the area. But here's something that is a little more concerning. This is our 500 millibar jet stream, and this is out 72 hours, so we're taking you to Monday morning. Pretty good kink there over the middle of the nation, and that is another disturbance that'll roll across the Midwest, and it could bring some showers and thunderstorms back into the area as early as Saturday night. That might be pushing it just a touch, but the moisture is going to be quick to return to the area, and we do have more showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast here, particularly for the second half of the weekend. And with all the moisture around, there will be the potential for some heavy rainfall in select spots. Here's what the 7-day rainfall totals look like here. This is off the GFS, and you continue to see Iowa kind of in the epicenter of all this heavy rain. It also extends through much of Missouri, parts of northern Illinois, and back into Nebraska and Kansas. Those are regions that have really seen the rains consistently around here in the past 2 to perhaps 3 weeks. Temperatures expected to look pretty much about where they should be at this time of year, maybe slightly above normal. That's going to keep our highs well into the 80s, but I do think the moisture levels will be significant until we get a front to cross the Midwest sometime around Tuesday of next week, and that should tend to dry things out and drop the humidity levels a little bit as we get towards next week. And in fact, if we go to the meteogram here from the European model, this is what temperatures are expected to look like around the Quad Cities, and over the next 5 days, readings are pretty much in the mid or upper 80s. That's pretty typical for this time of year, maybe slightly above normal, and then things start trending downward a little bit as we get into next week. That's when that front is expected to come on through here and drop the humidity levels a little bit and hopefully give us a day or two there where we can dry things out. But if you look at the total precipitation off the Euro for the Quad Cities here, it's at 3.3 inches for the next 10 days. And of course, if that verifies, that could lead to some additional problems as far as flooding is concerned around those saturated areas of eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. So we'll be watching that situation closely. But meantime, today we've got sunshine in our skies, an excellent start to the upcoming weekend. So enjoy the day, and as always, thanks for visiting tswails.com. Oh, by the way, make sure to roll weather out there too.